so important to everybody to understand because it is our body. That's how we live in this life. Because not explaining about the energy or the vibration, we cannot really think about the health and the healings and the well-being. So I'd like to really kind of jump into this conversation. And so first things, have you seen the movie Matrix?
Amazing. That was released many years ago, and everybody was really talking about it and how amazing it was. It just talks about how vibration is, what our thoughts are, and how it creates the reality and all that. So, yes.
Yes. So in that movie, I think if you recall this one, the story revolves around the machines who harvest the energy from the humans. So that kind of tells us that when we are around the people who are very negative or people are not really positive, so if we belong to those type of a group, we don't really feel energetically excited. We feel almost like being sucked our energy.
It completely makes sense. Everything is energy. Our thoughts, our feeling, emotions are energy. We call it hado. Hado in Japanese. Hado means vibration. And Dr. Emoto was the expert of hado vibration. So I know we feel when someone walks into the office. I'm in the office. When someone walks in, we can feel the vibration that person has. And we are around us, we are just emitting our energy called vibration or hado. So yeah, we feel it.
Yes, absolutely. So this is where I think you're the really closest person with the Dr. Emoto who the pioneer of the discovery of water that affected by the frequency. How this frequency we call vibration, and in Japanese called hado, H-A-D-O, that going to affect into this water. But I think let's start talk about why the water, the frequency, they're going to affect so much. Because as we know, could you explain to us how our body made out of? That's number one.
Important, thank you. As probably many people know, our body is made up of like 65%, 70% water. And in the air also there's water, even though we cannot see, but as humidity, there's water. Everything is water. And the water, now we know that when water is exposed to words, emotions, thoughts, or even pictures or music, because everything has vibration, water makes like crystals like this accordingly. So our body being water, when we think something positive, the water within our body creates beautiful crystals like that. And when we think something negative, or when we become angry, or when we are worried about something, complaining about something, then the water is exposed to that negative vibration frequency. So the water cannot make beautiful crystal like this or like this, but it forms something really ugly like this. And that really affects our physical body and health, and also life itself. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. That is like unbelievable, the discovery of how our thoughts, the emotion that you say, they're going to influence every single cells because our cell, we have 100 trillion cells in the body, correct?
And every cell, in the center of the cell, that it has in the center of DNA, it has water pole. And in that water pole, it has all the memory information in there. So when we are going through the difficult time or emotional state, whether it's good or bad, positive or negative, that cell or DNA actually remembers, stores that information and affects our life, or maybe in the next generation, children, because they will have our DNAs also. So it's not only myself, but our next generation and generation after generation also. So that's something important also to remember, to know.
That's so significant because transgenerationally, ancestry, because we pass on the gene, generation after generations. So if the water going to communicate because they receive the thoughts and emotion information, they're communicating between the DNA in the center pole, and the water molecule is the surrounding around them. So there's a constant communication between the water molecule to the DNA. They'll imprint those information, the memory. Is that how you just?
Yes. So this is why I think it's very beneficial for everyone to understand, to learn about the relationship between water and vibration, and also our consciousness, because they all affect each other. Water is the conductor, transmitter, or medium of vibration. So just remember that, I would like everyone to remember that our thoughts, our emotions, our intentions, or prayer, if you want to say, everything we think, everything we feel are vibration, frequency. And water is the one that transmits that information to yourself within, to outside your world, affecting everything around me, around you. And it's very interesting because vibration goes beyond time and space, because water around the universe, around the earth, is communicating instantaneously. So what I'm emitting right now is going beyond time and distance. So when something happens, it goes right away. That's why we feel like, well, sometimes we say, oh, I wonder how my friend is doing. Then immediately that person sometimes call you, or things like that can happen, right? That means water is carrying what I'm thinking to that person. So it's really instantaneous like this.
So that kind of explained about remember Dr. Nobel Prize Dr. Luc Montagnier, the experiment of the viral expression between the two different water, exact same water. One has the viral expression of HIV virus, and then that kind of separated between the two different rooms or two different buildings, I think I heard. And then he emitted about the Earth's frequency, which is around close to 8 hertz. So with that low vibration under the environment, there's two different separate the water. They're going to communicate it, and then they'll imprint or transmit information from the one side of the vibrational, the water, which has the HIV virus impression, into the others. Is that how they're going to explain how they communicate between the waters?
It's really interesting because he did this experiment many, many times, and what he did eventually was to send this information of DNA by MP3 music data, and emailed that information, only information, to the researcher in the different country by email. And then that researcher in a different country received that MP3 data, that was music data, right? But in that music data, that information of DNA was transmitted in here. And the researcher in a different country received it and gave that information into the water that he has in a different country, and then tested it. Surprisingly, the same DNA was in that water, in that researcher in a different country. So this is an amazing research and discovery. Water carries that information. It's a transmitter.
And the water, because think about it, it's in the air, everything is the water, because it is a vapor which is made out of many waters that are floating around, which we cannot see. In our body we have a liquid water, which got the fourth structure of the water. That's the water which Dr. Polas explained to us. Yes, that we have this inside of this water. So basically our internal water liquid crystal communicating the vapor as the crystal, the floating air, which transmitting everywhere, because connecting around the earth, around the, actually even galactically, they're connecting it. So basically, when you put this intention around the same circumstance, we can transmit. That's what we can connect your thoughts through the water.
That's exactly. And when we are feeling, when there's a happy person, and if you're being very happy most of the time, then the crystal, the water within your body is forming this beautiful crystals, and like this also, when you listen to something, the music, beautiful music, it forms like this. And if you stay in that high vibration, your health, you will be staying very in a good health because of the positive vibration you have within yourself. And because we are transmitting our energy, like from our brain is a transmitter of my vibration. At the same time, my brain is a receiver of the information of that vibration also. So if I am emitting that my vibration and receiving your vibration also, we're exchanging. And also remember, in this air, we are not only just seeing, feeling this water in the air, but also we're breathing in water in the air. Our skin is also breathing in the vibration of this air, water of this air also. So this is really why it is so important for everyone to know, to try to stay in the higher vibration. Higher vibration, what is higher vibration? Right? It's a positive thoughts. Being happy, being kind, being honest, all the beautiful things are high vibration. Being worried, negative, angry, complaining, and fighting, those are negative. So, and another thing is, Dr. Emoto always said that water is the mirror of your heart, of your mind. So you can't lie to water. And we ourselves are water. So what we think, our water knows what I'm thinking right now, even though I don't say verbally, but if I'm thinking, water is responding accordingly.
But that's so true, isn't it? Because we are made out of water. Basically, Dr. Pollack says, actually, structurally speaking, we are 99% made out of the water in the body, right? So then basically when you think that vibrational energy is going to communicate 100 trillion cell, which made out of the water as a structure. So basically, constantly you're emitting with that particular frequency. When you think about it, that turns into that particular frequency vibration, the structure. Then you're emitting that information outwards. Vice versa, you can receive inwards, and you can create a negative frequency can come in as through the water. Then we gotta start restructure the water from, if it's a negative, in that turn into this not beautiful crystal in your cells.
That's a good point. We can always restore the information, restore the form of the crystals within our body, in the room, everything, just by your thoughts. So I always share with my friends and everyone that it's always good to try to observe your own habit of your thoughts. Everybody has the habit, right? And that you tend to feel happy or tend to feel something negative, or everybody has the habit of thoughts or words that you tend to use. So when you observe yourself, then you will discover what kind of habit of thoughts or words that I use. Then I can start to change it always, because this is a good thing about human beings. We can choose that. We have the choice what kind of thoughts we tend to have. Or right now, if I feel, when I see this cup, some people may say, oh, I don't like this cup because it doesn't look beautiful. But some people may say, well, look at this from this point. Isn't that beautiful? Or when you look from up above, you see the coffee. It holds coffee. Then someone would say, wow, that's wonderful. See, so that's the angle that you can find. You can always find something good about what you're seeing, the person who you are with, because everybody has good and bad, positive and negative, including, of course, myself. But we just want to start looking at something positive, something that you enjoy seeing, some good part of myself, yourself, and this book also, or this pen, everything that you have, everything that exists. Then you will feel happy and grateful that I have this person, I have this opportunity, I have this wonderful life and all that, you know?
Mhm. That's so true. That's absolutely, you made a beautiful point. Everything starts from within. When you do introspection, how we feel, right? Then, but how do I feel based on the observation that what we saw the first time, the one event. But then you say we have a choice. You can shift that consciousness that what we see, oh, from this angle we saw the negative. Well, wait a minute. Why am I seeing as a negative here? Is there any other way we can see from the positive angle, right? Just like I always talk about this, we all know, and I experienced it too. When we're driving, somebody cut in front of you, and it was so dangerous, right? And I get so angry. How dare this person speed up and really dangerous, almost hit me, cut in front of me, right? We get so agitated the moment we had that experience. Then, so somebody says, well, what if the person was in a hurry to go to hospital because this person's partner dying right now? Would you do the same thing? If somebody tell you that truly what was happening for this person, we never felt that emotion, the anger or frustration that we had within ourselves. Right?
That's that's really, I agree that we can see always what we see, we are evaluating from our point of view, from our perspective, but everybody's perspectives are different. What we see, what I see, this is with my own perspective and there's my standard of good or bad, beautiful or not beautiful. But your perspective or your standard is probably different from mine, right? Everybody's unique. Everybody's different. So when we know that I am different from you and you are different from me, and that's why we enjoy exchanging our thoughts, being together, because we're different. What about if you are exactly the same as I am? Is it fun to be with, right? So it's like just knowing that everybody's different, and that's why we have this world, interesting world, and that's why I have my own interesting life, because I meet with different people, I collaborate with them, I live with them, and many people, I discovered that many people say talk about their husbands negatively, or their husbands talking about their wives kind of negatively, complaining about why my husband is like this and that and that. But it comes from our own emotions. When we when we're living together for many years, for a long time, we are so used to each other. So my husband may say, I may give this coffee to him. He may not say thank you at that time. He may be thinking about something else. But I could say, well, do you want this coffee, and can you say thank you? That's one choice. But I can say, well, here's my coffee. If you'd like, I made it for you. And he may just come back to me and say, oh, thank you. You made it for me. Thank you. It's just what I say and how I say to the person, to my own husband. Or maybe if I want my husband to help me with something, instead of saying, well, why don't you do this? This is one way to say. But we can also say, well, I'm doing this and I really need help. Would you mind helping me just for a second? Then he may say, of course, I'm happy to. It's just how I say, with what kind of way I say to him. Do I say it with love, or do I take it granted that he helps or he does this? We don't want to take it granted, but to have gratitude, appreciation for everything that person does for me or for anyone. Then the happiness or harmonious society starts from myself within, and then goes to the family, my family, relationship with wife and husband also. Then from there, those people will be dealing with other people, so it expands to other people around in the society. So everything starts within myself.
Yes, yes. That is the biggest point, isn't it? That's so true. That we feel happy to ourselves. Right? The first within myself. If I'm not having a great relationship to myself, how can I have a better relationship with other people? Yes, which means that that's the crystal we talk about vibration, the having the happy, happy frequency, the vibration that I have within myself because I love myself. I respect, I'm compassionate about myself, the being, and which means that I respect equally, we respect each other because it is the concept of a oneness. We are all together. We are here for that purpose to share, support. That's what the human is all about.
You are one drop of water also. I am one drop of water. And all the different waters connect. Water is very, very interesting because it doesn't matter what kind of color water is, what kind of mud water is, what kind of transparent, beautiful water is. They all connect and become one ocean. So we are really one on this earth and in this universe.
So then to become the really beautiful, the ocean of this water, the expression, then each individual, we do all parts, and so that we can raise the frequency, the vibration together, we can make a beautiful ocean, beautiful, clear, clean water around the world, isn't it?
That starts with one within, and when I'm feeling really good all the time, or of course goes up and down because it's a vibration wave, it's not always stable, happy always. But yeah, it can be just a little bit of up and down. Some people can go up and down really big, but that is the life that I am creating. And when that is not so much big wave like this, when you are trying to stay in a good state, positive state, mostly then your health really stays very well. You can create your own good health with your emotion also, along with some kind of exercise, maybe walking, breathing really well, and also getting some sunlight and all that, of course, are important. But emotions are very, very important. It affects our health also.
Yes. So true. There's so many elements, receiving the sunshine and then also appreciate the water because we have to renew the water that we have within ourselves because water has so many functions. To adjust the temperature, eliminate inflammation, and then, to receive the memory and then communicate to the DNA. There are so many functions. So we cannot ignore that without water. First of all, we cannot live, and then of course, without oxygen and sunshine, we cannot continue as a human life. So,
We all need everything that we have here. And so we all want to appreciate everything that exists. And this is something that Dr. Emoto always said. He said that the creator, the source, is always giving his love to every being equally, to no matter what kind of a person that is, or not, what kind of animals or plants, and all beings. It doesn't matter. The source, the creator, is giving his love, and water in the air is the one that delivers that love to this everyone, everything on this earth. So we should really appreciate this water and what we have, everything here on this earth around us, because without anything, we're not going to be able to stay alive in a good state. So when we think about it, it's we can stay very happy. It doesn't, no matter what kind of situation we are under. Maybe everybody had the difficult time this past almost 2 years and a half, but still, look, we're still living in a beautiful world, being connected with each other like this. So this is the outcome of what happened, and we learned so much from this experience also.
it is a journey, isn't it? So evolution of a human being, of mankind, we have to appreciate it always, and that's where our consciousness keep evolving. That how more we appreciate it is, the more we are conscious about the action of the water, what is really water means. Scientists so amazing, advancing so much that discovery of what the water molecule, what it does to our human being, to the world. So thank you so much for sharing all the knowledge and information to help lives for the other people, because our theme is always bringing this awareness to expand our awareness towards the health and the well-being. So that's our theme.
Dr. Jyun, thank you so much for having me here today, and I wish happiness for everyone, and peace for everyone, and harmony for everyone. Thank you.